I saw you walking in the rain. You were holding hands with him, and I'll never be the same. What's up, everybody? Rico.t.toro, DRPR. Thanks for subscribing. I think that would be a good simp song, don't you? Or you could flip it in Spanish. Yo te vi caminando en la lluvia. Yeah, anyways, it's like day 2 of a lot of rain and also on curfew days. So the little bit of dry time you get, you have to make it fast. So anyways, some of y'all yesterday might have did a little live with Cerise up in Cabarete, which, you know, nice change of pace, get away for a few minutes. Well, actually, it was there a couple hours. You know, I think it was her, but you know, some people just say I talk too long or something. So anyways, all jokes aside, we had a great time, and appreciate you guys that they watched that, you know, and you know, and also some of you guys that, you know, may have given me a few extra subscribes afterwards from that or whatever. And as always, thanks again. You know, those are always good too. So hope you all having a good Sunday. Shout out to Shamel and a brother named Randall. You know, I met those guys yesterday in Cabarete, and you know, I think they're both I think this is like they're both first time in the Dominican Republic. And, you know, thing I thought was interesting is, well, one of them I think is leaving tomorrow, so he won't get a chance to check out Sosua. But the other one's got a little more time to, you know, come this way if he wants. But I just thought it was interesting because first time in the country, you know, and thus far, they figured out how to navigate, you know, and for whatever it is they're looking for. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't think they're kite surfers, but I could be wrong. But because we know Cabarette's big on that. But you know, for whatever they're here for, you know, it seems like they're finding it or happy or doing whatever. I mean, I didn't get a chance to really, you know, get into the nitty gritty of their trip or anything. But you know, I can just appreciate, you know, guys, you know, or ladies coming down and, you know, having a really good time, you know, in whatever I'll say non-resort part of the country, just having a good time, you know, out and about, mixing it up with other tourists, mixing it up with the locals, you know, in whatever part of the country, because it's a beautiful country and there's so much of it that you're enjoying. So, you know, you all know where I live, and you know, you know, I love Sosua, you know, but you know, I also appreciate, like I say, other parts of the country, and you know, whenever I hear certain things about certain parts, it makes me a little more curious. Maybe, you know, maybe I should spend a little more time in, you know, this part or that part, just to see what my own experiences will be there. Because, you know, rico.t.toro, DRPR, thanks for subscribing. You know, it's not about me talking you to death about being an expert or anything. It's about my personal experiences and observations. So with that, you know, I'm going to touch on a couple observations, you know. You know, and maybe I'll talk about something. I'm going to talk about monogamy too. My opinion of that, which some of y'all may probably know the basic, but I'm going to elaborate, because right now, by my definition, I'm being faithful. You know, and one thing I also want to talk about was just like the different levels of expats, you know, because you have what I call the traditional or standard expat and the non-traditional expat. I'm a non-traditional. And along with that comes usually people that may be a little younger than retirement age, you know, or, you know, they're of working age, or don't have retirement benefits and, need to, they wanted to fly the coop out of the matrix. So they, without, a whole lot of a safety net or whatever for, permanently anyways. And so, they come down either with their US based income, or they come down, with some ideas to create some businesses or side hustles, or open a restaurant or a retail store or car rental agency, barber shop, or anything. So, those are what I call the non-traditional. And then, of course, traditional, they're your retirees. Some do come down, like some I do know have came down here younger than I am now, that started early and worked 20 years for a fire department or police department, and were able to retire young. And instead of extending their tenure, with those agencies, just for the sake of maxing out their retirement and until they're a little more ripe and ready by, matrix standards, they chose to take it, as soon as they could, and, join the life of paradise. So, I don't knock anyone's decision either way. So like I say, those are just, it's just something I think about, like the two different types, and it's just like amongst that, you also, whether they're retirees or whether they're younger entrepreneurs or freelance types, some move in, in more local kind of communities and amongst the locals more, and frequent local establishments, and some are out every weekend like they're on vacation, in the popular tourist spots. And some learn the language, some learn to dance. I can dance, but I can't sing, but that doesn't stop me from trying. So I do have pretty silky bachata skills sometimes, by the way, just to let you know. Salsa's on my list as something to learn that seems very difficult, but just to switch things up, I'd like to learn salsa. But it's not real popular here, though. As popular as bachata, of course, because that's their thing, and so yeah, that's my thing. Just some little comparisons, things I was thinking about all the time when I meet different expats, like what I consider, like I say, non-standard, and I guess it's because I'm so non-standard, non-traditional, that I make the distinction, because I have so much respect for those that just kind of come down and they have to hustle, they have to work, they have to make a business plan or a life plan, and they don't always know week to week, month to month, how long, they can keep pushing it, and so that's why, I have a lot of respect for that wanting to live free. Like one thing I say is, when you choose freedom over security, you win some and you lose some, but, and that's what a lot of us are doing. We're choosing freedom over security, and it's scary as hell sometimes, but it also can be very liberating, so that's why I say that, and, so yeah, I mentioned I'd talk about monogamy or something. Yeah, well, like I say, right now, about my definition, monogamy is kind of like, I believe when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And I've had this, I've sort of been joking, but I've been serious with a couple that I deal with that are really trying hard to get me into that, like, boyfriend box. And I asked each one separately because there's two. Like I said, I'm being faithful right now, so two. Just two. So, I tell them all. I ask them both. Well, if I'm your husband or boyfriend, how many other girls do I get? How many can I have? 1, 2, 8, 7, 4? Just curious. And they say, well, no, just me, blah, blah, blah. I say, well, it's kind of, from what I understand culturally here, like I say, I'm not in the U.S. Culturally here, it's kind of understood that if a man is successful, he's going to dip on the side every now and then. And by Dominican standards, I'd say I'm fairly successful. So I'm expected to dip on the side once in a while. That's what cabanas are for. Dulce secreto. They didn't create those for us. They created them for the brother that's got to jump off, a side piece. Somebody he wants to dabble with, a little debauchery, a little lunchtime fun, and that's why they're so cheap, the cabanas, and they got them, and that's why they have them like, they have one in Sosua, but that's why they also have them in Dominican neighborhoods, and it's not just for people like messing around on the side. Sometimes it's for like a single guy that, may have a girlfriend, but he may be living with family, so they want a little privacy on Saturday, or Sunday after partying on the Malecon, they can just dip into the cabana for a little boom, a little love, a little romance, everything all lovely, so that's what they're there for. But then again, like I said, successful man is expected to dip on the side. You just don't throw it in your old lady's face by, sitting up in a high profile restaurant, with your number 2, the side piece. So anyways, just want to check in this Sunday. Say what's up to everybody. Thanks again for subscribing. Thanks for some of those. Any questions, any suggestions, shoot me up on the email. It's always in the description. So rico.t.toro, DRPR. Stay well, everybody.